Hi there, I'm Tina. Welcome to this yoga foundational video for the yoga pose half moon or Ardha Chandrasana. Now this pose is a very strong pose, and it is actually a nemesis for quite a few people that I've talked to and for me as well. But it teaches us that not only are we getting the benefits of the strengthening of the entire legs, the, the glutes, the core, the benefits of balance. It teaches us that really the strength in yoga is often found not in the accomplishment of nailing a pose. It's actually in the journey toward what you perceive this pose should be for you. So, you've heard it. Yoga is about what you learn on the way down rather than what you learn when you touch your toes. It's the journey that counts. So for sure, half moon pose has been a journey for me. So I would like to take you through this pose today, and then you can take that to where you'd like, where it benefits you. I hope that you like it and love it just as much as I do. So for half moon pose, we are going to start in basically a warrior two leg pose. So the front knee is going to be bent, and we're going to go ahead and prepare ourselves for a balanced pose here. I recommend having a block for option. And what we're going to do is bend that front knee, step up with that back foot, and uh, begin to really focus in on that connection with our feet to the mat, foot to the mat, front toes are pointing forward. We're going to go ahead and shift our weight into that foot and bring that right arm, if your right foot's down, bring the right arm down either to the mat or to a block. And I recommend a block. A block makes it a little more accessible when you're just figuring this out, or maybe you're already able to touch the floor. But a block is good. And your reach will not be directly in front of your foot. It will be off to the side, more towards the front right corner of your mat. So that being said, we'll shift our weight into that front foot. You can place your other hand on your hip. Bring your hand down to the mat, down to the block, and begin to lift that back leg up, straightening that front leg with a little micro bend, lifting that back leg up, and from here, you'll go ahead and twist your torso open to the side of the mat, your long edge of your mat. Front or upper arm reaches up to the ceiling, flexing that lifted leg, and you can really feel this in your hip flexor there, reaching up, working to stack those hips one on top of the other. And if it's available to you, gaze up at the ceiling. Stacking those shoulders one on top of another, hips, flexing through that lifted leg, strong abs to come out of this. Hand on the hip, bend into that front knee, and step back to standing. There you have it for half moon, which is quite a challenge for a lot of people, including myself. Half moon again, let's try that on the other side. Now, remember, each side has its own challenges. One side might be great, the next side might not. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next side. Front foot forward, knee is bent, toes pointing towards the short edge of your mat. Go ahead and Place your weight into that front bended foot. Reach down towards the upper corner of your mat. Shift your weight into that standing foot, keeping a micro bend in that knee. You're not locking it out. You're keeping a micro bend. Placing your other hand on your hip. Beginning to raise that back leg up. Flexing, pulling the belly in, flexing that back leg. And begin to rotate your torso towards the long edge of your mat, opening that chest. And then, if it's available, reaching that arm up to the ceiling and gazing up. I'm wobbly, shaky, wobbly, which is really good for me. It's about the journey. It's about strengthening to come out. Hand on the hip, bend into that knee, place that back foot down, and come up to standing. The very challenging half moon. Go ahead and work into that. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for joining me.